Hello everybody and welcome back for another episode of My Chaotic Budget. My name is Sandra and in this episode we are going to discuss our September budget closeout, and we're also going to take a look at our Q3 numbers. Woo! Well, thank you all for being here. Thank you so much. I appreciate every single one of you. You all as subscribers to this channel have really contributed to my accountability, and I appreciate it so much. So thank you. All right, let's go ahead and take a quick look at the numbers. Now, in quarter three, I kind of did a little switcheroo. I started keeping track in my ledger book, but I didn't keep track soon enough. So the numbers for the whole quarter are going to be a little bit off. However, I did check how I did it before, and I'm going to see exactly why I felt the need to transition. So this is really, really good. This is a great way to reflect. And if you haven't started your budget yet, I highly suggest that you take a look at the zero-based budget. It is a really good one, especially if you're working towards paying down debt. So let's start with our September budget closeout. So like I mentioned, I have been using my ledger book, which is amazing. Using the ledger book really has allowed me to keep track of all expenses. And it's easy for me to come back and take a look when I do a budget closeout because I put all of the numbers down, and that makes it so easy for me to reflect. So I kind of wish I had started it just a little bit sooner. If I had started it 2 weeks before the date that's in here, I think it would have been amazing. Okay, here, this is my Moterm Traveler's Notebook. I love this thing with all of my heart. Not all of my heart, but all of my planning heart. Let's just say that. It is amazing to carry around. I use it for work. I use it for our budget. And so I'm going to go ahead and open this up. And these first couple, these are for work, so I can't show those because, of course, they have some work information that I cannot share. But here, this is where I house our budget. Yes, I house it in here. You'll see I've got everything here that I do share with you guys. So I'm going to take it out real quick from here. That way I can get to sharing it with you. Okay, so now we've got this out. Let me go ahead and take the budget book out because the budget book is separate. This is just a cover to protect it. So here is the budget book that I use. Absolutely love it. You know, I pretty much plan out everything myself. And so that's where we get into our September closeout. All right, so September budget. This is all of the numbers that I have shared with you guys. And of course, these are the paycheck dates, August 27th, September 10th, and September 24th. These are the paycheck dates that I shared with you guys where we did budget tracking, we did our paycheck budget, all of that stuff here. And so with the rollover that came in from August, we had a total income of $8,521.58. So we have, you know, quite a bit of money here that we need to have accounted for. So I'm just going to quickly show you. I did break it down. Paycheck number 1, paycheck number 2, and paycheck number 3. Now I did all of this, of course, for myself so I can have a record of what it is that we spent. But I'll go ahead and I'll quickly get over here to the actual totals. The income, of course, let me go ahead and get my pen. As mentioned, the income was $8,521.58. So that's the money that we have to account for. We have our bills total of $2,097.58. Then we had our sinking fund savings and cash withdrawals that totaled out to $1,230. Total groceries we spent for the month of September was $448.28. Total amount for the month of September for dining out was $956.66. Now, before anybody comes at me for the amount that is for dining out, this is food combined. So I see so many people put about $1,200 for groceries for the entire month. Come on, people. Groceries are getting just as expensive as dining out. Hold back the judgment. Okay, gas is $129.63. And for spending was $1,837.34. Always look back at my ledger book and see exactly where we spent money. So I love it. So our total GDGS was $3,371.91. So our total September expenses was $6,699.49. Now, for the month of September, we did move money to the buffer of $448, which has gone down. And then the rollover to October was $1,373.95. Now, we do use a zero-based budget. It was almost there. There was a difference of 14 cents. I don't know where those 14 cents are. I don't know where they went. But hopefully it's not so big of a difference, to the overall madness in which we do our budget. So, yes. All right. So this is what our September looked like. I'm very happy with it. It's understandable. I can follow it, and I can always go back into our ledger book if I have questions about what was spent. I go in, I can say, you know what? Let me see. What did we do September 10th? What were the things that we really were doing? Oh, this is when my husband got his bonus. Okay, so then this is where we spent our money. It is so good to have the ledger book. I cannot express that enough. So now I want you to kind of see, we're going to kind of look into quarter 3, what our overall numbers were. And it's a little difficult to get because, like I said, I started a little bit late. So this here is the Happy Planner. This is where I was keeping a lot of our numbers before. And of course I had it under my budget, but you'll see that on June 24th, I did this, but I didn't really do a closeout. So I don't know where I got all these numbers from. And if I did it, it may have been from this over here, but I cannot really fully use this because I don't know if these were the full numbers. I don't know. It's a little confusing for me. And I'm glad that I switched the way that I switched my system up. I'm very glad for that because now it's easier for me to see the numbers and how we track. So yeah, so this is how I was doing it before. And then I was going to try to keep it track here. Did not work. So here, right here in this, on this sheet, I was keeping track of the July numbers, but I've kept all of the GDGS in one row. And so it was like, oh, okay, well, I guess this is what we spent total for the month of July. I don't know. It doesn't look. And then I started to break them down for August, which is a lot easier for me to see. And then I was like, okay, so this is what we had and this is what we spent for the month of August. And then as you know, when it comes to September, I've been able to check it here and then cross-reference for my my ledger book. So that's why it was so much easier for me to get that done. It's like, let me just show you real quick if you all haven't been with me before, but like in my ledger book, I do my budget closeout or my paycheck closeout. Like I'll do it at the bottom of the week or at the end of the pay period. And I'll just say, okay, this was our income. This is what we spent for bills. This is everything. And that's why everything is highlighted in a certain color, because then it's easy to kind of reach out to. And then I can do that for every paycheck. And you'll see that's how my closeouts have been going. And I've been more consistent with this. And it is so much easier to follow along. So then that's what I have here. So these are our Q3 numbers. I haven't added everything up because it's been a little bit difficult to do that because I was like, oh my God, what did I do in July? I couldn't even keep track if I wanted to. I don't know what I did. So let's put in these numbers together. Let's see, our total income for quarter 3, let's say 5755.01 plus 8999.76 plus 8521.58. We are looking at a total for Q3 of $23,000. Was that right? Oh my gosh, that's a lot of money. $23,276.35. Okay, that's for quarter 3. That's income. That's counting everything here. So now let's add up the bills. Oh man, this is eye-opening. This lady just having her coffee. I'm over here panicking. I'm like, what the hell? Okay, let's see. So in July, we spent $1,658.56 in bills. In August, we spent $4,578.18 in bills. And in September, we spent $2,097.58. So our bills total then was $8,334.32. Now, I do not keep track of cash as far as how I spend it, so you won't see that. It's one of the things that I do in order to keep my sanity. Okay, so sinking funds, savings, and cash withdrawals. So in July, we took out $1,268. In August, we took out $963. And in September, we took out $1,230. So the total here is $3,461. Okay, so that is our sinking fund, savings, and cash withdrawals. Now, I think the only thing I can do is total up our GDGS because I don't have numbers for these categories for this month. I wish I did, and I probably, if I had more time, I could go back and do it, but with the old system, it's not easy to do. So I'm going to have to just use the totals. So for total, we had $2,559.47 for July's GDGS. For August, we had $3,142.99. And for September, we had $3,371.91. So a total of $9,074.37. So let's see what these right here equal up to. So this totals up to $20,869.69. Okay, and then of course we take away from our total income of $23,276.35. That's not divide. I did that wrong. It's okay. Let's see what happens. Okay, so we have $23,276.35 minus $20,869.69. Okay, so we need to figure out what is going on with $2,406.66. Okay, as far as I know, the buffer at the end of September had $448 in it. Okay, so we can take that away. So we still have $1,958.66. So let's go ahead and put that there. The next thing was the amount that rolled over into October. The amount that rolled over into October was $1,000. You can see it there. I know it's a little far away, but it's $1,373.95. Okay, so then let's take that away from this number. Ooh, this is real timing, guys. Oy, oy, oy. Okay, so now we have a total of $584.71 that needs accounting for. Let's figure it out. Where is this $584.71 coming from? I don't know. I don't know. Why don't I know? Okay, after some much research, I found out what I did wrong. And it's all July's fault. And it's all July's fault because I had not been keeping track properly, and I'm able to actually give you the reasoning behind everything. Okay, so here, when it comes to the income, what I had done is I had added all of the rollovers into the account. And so because I had added all of the rollovers, this was money that was already accounted for. So that's why it's here. So that's why we're going to go ahead and we're going to see, okay, so the amounts are going to be a little bit different. But it was all July's fault in the initial. Okay, so I had to update the income so that way I could add the rollover here. And then the other thing that I had done wrong from July was the amount for bills. You'll see that I had made a change here back when I did this budget closeout for July, but I never fully added it across. And so this number is wrong. So if I ever want to come back to this number, I have to make sure that I understand that it's wrong, and that's why I'm putting an X through it. But this is what it should total out to. So that all in all, we went ahead and we took care of that. I took care of that. But these numbers were correct. All these numbers were correct. So then our income had changed with adding the rollovers in. So that was $23,458.20. Bills total now was $8,494.32, along with our cash withdrawals, sinking fund savings, and GDGS. So then that total changed here. So when we took that away, this was the amount that was left over, which was $2,428.51. If you're still with me, hang on, because we're going to be doing a giveaway. I appreciate you being here, so we're going to do a giveaway, and only you will know because of the fact that you stayed for this video. Okay, so 2428.51 is what we had. Okay, so let me put this number in because it is horrible. Okay, so we moved $448 into our buffer, so we took that away. Then, of course, the amount that's rolling over into October is $1,373.95. So that's taken out. Now, if we do all of the rollovers, because these rollovers don't really count as income because they were already accounted for within the paychecks, we are going to go ahead and take those out. So we take away 181.85, which is from June to July. Then we take away the 108.98 from July to August. And then we take away the 315.59 from the August to September. And that equals 14 cents. And that is the 14 cents that I have no idea where they are when I did my budget closeout for September. So the numbers finally balance out. And oh my gosh, I'm going to have a headache. So this is what we're going to do. If you stayed throughout my whole process here, I want you to go ahead and put in the comments hashtag crazy budget. Okay? I want you to put that in the in the comments. I'll go ahead and I'll put it right here what I want you to put. So hashtag crazy budget. And what I'm going to do is I am going to go ahead and have where I'm going to write down the names on paper, and I'll pick, and whoever I pick is going to go ahead and win a prize. And I won't tell you what the prize is yet. I've kind of given hints towards it before, and so if you're interested, you must be publicly subscribed, you must reside in the United States, and you must be willing to share with me your address. Okay, but we'll get to that part. If you win, I'll send you all of the rules and whatnot. Okay. So please, hashtag crazy budget, because that is exactly what this is right now. This is my chaotic budget, but overall, it's just crazy. Okay. Thank you for being here. I'll be doing the drawing of the names on next Saturday. And so just stay tuned. So Saturday, the last one will be the last of the names and comments will be taken on Friday, October 10th, and the names will be drawn on October 11th. And I'll go ahead and I'll share who the winner is. All right. I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.